Y'all listen, when it comes to Claressa, I'm starting to get a little soft spot for her. I really am. I really feel sorry for her. The more
Claressa Shields publicly made it seem like she had completely won the situation. The more she openly talked about taking another woman's husband, the more confident she appeared. For a while, it honestly looked like she believed everything was fully under her control. She carried herself like someone untouchable, almost as if the entire internet would eventually accept her version of the story without question. But then the situation suddenly shifted, and the narrative began falling apart in a way nobody expected. What started as social media drama slowly turned into something much messier and far more personal. The public perception surrounding the situation completely flipped, and now many people who once criticized Claressa are beginning to look at the situation differently. Some are even starting to feel sympathy for her because of how publicly everything appears to be unraveling. For months, Claressa openly claimed Papoose as her man. She referenced him during interviews, live streams, and social media conversations in ways that made it clear she wanted the public to see the relationship as real and serious. She showed him off proudly, built attention around the romance, and presented the entire situation like a victory she had already secured. Online audiences treated the relationship almost like a reality television storyline. Every photo, post, or public appearance became another episode for people to analyze. Supporters and critics flooded comment sections daily, turning the situation into non-stop entertainment across social media platforms. But now that image appears to be cracking. According to reports and online commentary, controversial blogger Tasha K. allegedly shared information that supported what many people had already been quietly speculating about for weeks. Claims began circulating that Papoose had reportedly stepped away from Claressa and reunited with his wife, Remy Ma. The story spreading online suggested that Papoose suddenly returned to New York and quietly reconciled with Remy Ma behind the scenes. According to the rumors, the move happened without public explanation, without warning, and without any real closure being given publicly. Whether every detail is accurate or not, the internet immediately treated it like a dramatic reversal of everything Claressa had been presenting online. What once looked like a bold, I won moment suddenly transformed into a situation where many people believed the opposite had happened. Then came the silence. After months of confidence and public displays, the tone surrounding the situation changed almost overnight. Rumors started spreading that calls allegedly went unanswered, communication became distant, and emotions reportedly escalated behind the scenes. Online discussions quickly shifted from celebrating the relationship to questioning whether Claressa had misread the situation entirely. Things became even more complicated when social media users began accusing Claressa of trying to imitate Remy Ma, rather than simply dating the same man. People started comparing their photos, outfits, jewelry, hairstyles, poses, and even travel aesthetics. What may have started as ordinary internet comparisons soon evolved into claims that the behavior looked obsessive instead of coincidental. Every new side-by-side comparison fueled more conversation. Some critics online argued that Claressa appeared too focused on recreating the image that Papoose and Remy Ma had already built together publicly over the years. Others defended her, saying social media users were intentionally reaching for similarities just to embarrass her. But regardless of which side people took, the comparisons continued spreading rapidly. Then another rumor added fuel to the fire. Online discussions exploded after claims surfaced suggesting Claressa had allegedly tattooed Papoose's name on her body. The rumor sparked huge reactions because many people viewed it as proof that she believed the relationship was permanent and deeply serious. Social media users immediately began debating whether the tattoo represented love, desperation, loyalty, or emotional overinvestment. While all of this chaos unfolded publicly, Remy Ma remained almost completely silent. That silence became one of the most talked about parts of the entire situation. Instead of engaging online, responding emotionally, or publicly attacking anyone involved, Remy Ma appeared calm and controlled. She continued focusing on family, avoided public arguments, and was still occasionally seen wearing her wedding ring. Photos also circulated online suggesting that she and Papoose may have still been living together or maintaining contact privately, which only added more confusion and speculation. For many people watching online, Remy Ma's silence changed the optics completely. In internet culture, people often expect dramatic reactions, emotional live streams, and non-stop responses. But Remy's refusal to publicly engage gave her an image of composure, while the surrounding chaos continued growing louder around everyone else. Now another twist has pushed the story even further. According to additional claims shared by Tasha K and repeated widely online, some people believe Claressa may never have been the primary relationship at all. Instead, critics now speculate that she may have unknowingly become part of a temporary separation period, while Papoose and Remy Ma quietly worked on repairing their marriage behind the scenes. If that interpretation is true, it completely changes how the public views everything that happened. What once looked like Claressa winning another woman's husband suddenly begins looking more like a situation where she may have misunderstood her actual position from the beginning. Instead of being the permanent future, some people now believe she may have only been part of a temporary chapter during a troubled period in another relationship. That possibility is exactly why public opinion has started shifting. People who originally mocked Claressa are now beginning to see a more human side to the situation. Public confidence can disappear very quickly when emotions become real, private relationships become public entertainment, and social media narratives spiral out of control. At the center of all this is a reminder of how dangerous it can be when personal relationships become online spectacles. Social media often rewards public confidence, bold statements, and dramatic storytelling. But once the narrative changes, the same audience that once celebrates someone can quickly turn critical overnight. That is what makes this situation feel bigger than ordinary celebrity gossip to many observers. It is no longer just about cheating rumors, relationship drama, or viral posts. It has become a public example of how quickly perception changes when emotions, pride, and internet attention collide. One moment someone looks victorious, confident, and untouchable. The next moment the entire narrative flips, leaving people questioning everything they thought they understood. And right now, that reversal is exactly what appears to be happening around Claressa Shields.
Duffel bag, and it's like, did she just give him the gift to give to her to act like the things that we're telling her that he ain't got no money? He is gifting you his jewelry. He is gifting you your stuff.
This entire situation has gone far beyond a simple love triangle. At this point, it is no longer just about heartbreak or relationship drama. What people are watching now feels more like a public collapse of an image that once looked completely controlled. The conversation online has shifted toward questions about power, manipulation, emotional control, and how quickly public confidence can disappear when reality begins catching up with appearances. For months, Claressa Shields appeared completely confident in the relationship. She never hid anything from the public. In fact, she openly embraced the attention surrounding her connection to Papoose. Every post, live stream, interview, and public comment seemed designed to reinforce the idea that she had already won. She presented herself like someone fully secure in the situation, almost untouchable. At the beginning, many people believed her. Social media treated the relationship like entertainment, following every update as if it were part of an ongoing reality series. But over time, that confidence started to feel different. What once looked natural slowly began to appear more emotional, more reactive, and more forced. The energy around her social media presence shifted noticeably. The posts became louder, the captions more intense, and the live streams felt increasingly emotional. To many online observers, it began looking less like someone enjoying a stable relationship, and more like someone trying desperately to hold a narrative together publicly, while things behind the scenes were quietly changing. According to ongoing rumors and online speculation, the relationship may not have been nearly as solid as it first appeared. While Claressa celebrated publicly, there were whispers suggesting that the marriage many assumed was already over may never have fully ended at all. Some people now believe that Remy Ma was never truly out of the picture. Throughout all the public drama, Remy Ma remained unusually calm and silent. That silence became one of the most powerful parts of the entire story. While social media expected emotional responses, public arguments, or messy exchanges, Remy Ma reportedly stayed focused on her family and personal life without directly feeding the online chaos. To many observers, that calmness completely changed the optics of the situation. Then controversial blogger Tasha K entered the conversation, and everything became even louder. More rumors began circulating about missing holidays, sudden disappearances, public sightings, and alleged tension behind the scenes. Questions started spreading online about luxury shopping trips, expensive gifts, and whether the glamorous lifestyle being shown publicly was actually real or simply part of maintaining an image. One particular idea started gaining traction online. What if Claressa Shields was never truly being chosen in the way she believed? Some of the circulating claims suggest that Papoose may not have been as emotionally or financially invested in the relationship as social media assumed. There were even unverified rumors claiming he allegedly recycled gifts between relationships or reused symbolic gestures to maintain emotional connections with different women. Whether true or not, those rumors fueled a growing narrative that Papoose may have been balancing multiple realities at the same time. As more discussion spread online, people began describing a larger pattern. In that version of events, Papoose became viewed as a married man moving between multiple emotional worlds, while maintaining different versions of himself depending on who he was around. Under that interpretation, Claressa was no longer seen as someone uniquely special in the story. Instead, critics started framing her as another person caught in a repeating cycle. Meanwhile, Claressa continued posting what appeared to be a perfect romance online. But according to the growing speculation, the reality behind the scenes may have looked completely different. Reports began circulating that the marriage many assumed had ended was actually being repaired quietly and privately. No public announcements were made. No dramatic reconciliation was confirmed. Instead, people pointed to subtle changes in behavior. One of the biggest signs mentioned repeatedly online was an alleged sudden trip back to New York. According to the rumors, Papoose quietly packed his bags and returned home without offering any major public explanation. No emotional farewell posts appeared online. No dramatic statements were made. There was only silence. At first, Claressa Shields still tried maintaining the same confident image online. But slowly, people noticed small changes. The energy shifted. Fans started pointing out things like unanswered calls, unread messages, and live streams that felt more emotional than before. From the outside, it no longer looked like someone fully controlling the situation. Instead, it started to feel like someone struggling to keep things from falling apart publicly. That is when the obsession allegations began growing louder. Social media users started comparing photos of Claressa and Remy Ma side by side. They pointed to similar hairstyles, fashion choices, jewelry, poses, accessories, captions, and even locations. What may have originally seemed coincidental eventually became, in the eyes of many online critics, something deeper.
Felt sorry for Claressa when she was in there blowing a bag, $30,000, and then she had to take the bag.
The comparisons quickly became harsh. Some people accused Claressa of trying to imitate Remy Ma's lifestyle, instead of simply existing within her own identity. Others defended her, arguing that internet culture exaggerates similarities to humiliate women involved in public relationship drama. But once those narratives started spreading, they became impossible to stop. Then came the alleged tattoo rumors, which intensified the backlash even further. The idea that Claressa may have tattooed the name of a man still legally married to another woman caused major reactions online. Many people no longer viewed the situation as romantic. Instead, critics interpreted it as emotional overinvestment, blurred boundaries, and desperation. From the outside, the situation began looking far more complicated than the confident image originally presented online. Claressa appeared publicly committed to a relationship while the man at the center of it remained legally connected to Remy Ma through years of marriage, history, and family ties. As more public sightings surfaced, including court appearances, social events, and family moments, Papoose was often missing from Claressa's side while Remy Ma remained calm, quiet, and still wearing her wedding ring. That contrast changed public opinion dramatically. People started framing the situation differently. Instead of seeing Claressa as the woman who won, many began viewing her as someone caught inside a complicated situation that may have already been shifting long before she realized it. The deeper the story went, the more people focused on image versus reality. What looked like a glamorous love story online slowly transformed into a conversation about emotional control, public embarrassment, and illusion. Claressa's confidence appeared to fade over time. Her live streams became longer and more emotional. Her posts felt more defensive. And according to online speculation, the relationship she believed was becoming permanent may have already been quietly ending behind the scenes. By the time the public started catching on, many people believed the reunion between Papoose and Remy Ma had already happened privately. No official statements were needed. No dramatic announcement ever came. Just silence, distance, and a noticeable shift in behavior. In the end, this story stopped being just about romance. For many people online, it became a larger conversation about ego, image, control, and perception. One person chased public attention, another remained silent, and the man at the center moved between both worlds without facing the same level of public scrutiny. And in the version of the story many people now believe, the loudest person ended up losing the most while the quietest one quietly regained stability. For Claressa Shields, the hardest part may not simply be losing a relationship. It may be realizing that the story she believed she was living was never fully real in the first place.